Okie dokie, so this is part 2 of the little series that I'm doing that I'm calling I'm Cold, where I make different outerwear because I'm cold and I love making outerwear. This is the perfect time to do it, and it kind of spices up your outfits a little bit, makes it more fun to wear winter clothing. Part 1, we did headwear. This is part 2, I'm doing scarves. If you didn't see the first part, I'm making 3 scarves, and there's not tutorials, but I will put in the description the written pattern if I come up with it, or the video or link if I follow a pattern. So the first scarf I want to make is kind of a combination of the last part and this part. I want to make a hooded scarf. So last year I made this houndstooth hooded scarf and I really liked it. I wore it a lot, so I thought I should make another one because I love how this turned out. The yarn that I'm going to be using is, if you didn't see from my strawberry shortcake Halloween costume, I'm going to be using those colors. But instead of the houndstooth stitch, I think I'm going to make granny squares and do a moss stitch in between and kind of alternate the colors. I haven't decided if I want to do 2 because for this one, all I did was 2 and then just sewed them together and then added the scarf part, but I kind of am thinking I want to do 4 because the only thing I don't love about this hooded scarf, which it's fine, I don't have a problem with it, but if I were to do something differently, I'd get rid of the point here, and because of the way that it's sewn, so actually this one I did one panel open like this and then I folded it and just sewed here. I did stitches along the top. But I think if I do 4, so I do 2 on the side, 1 on the top, 1 on the back, it'll be more of a hood shape, and then I'll get to do 4 greeny squares instead of just the 2. So I think that's the game plan. Okay, so I think I've decided I'm going to make the squares with this pink and this white. This is the rainbow 8x4 cotton yarn from Hobby, and then for the moss stitch part I think I want to do this green. I thought about using red as well, but I feel like the red and green kind of are giving Christmas and I don't want it to look Christmassy. I also have this like lighter soft pink, but I feel like it won't match well with the white. Okie dokie, so I have my squares done. So basically all I did was a basic granny square, but then when I did the moss stitch, I did kind of a variation of it. So I did, every time I would chain 1, I'd chain 2 instead of 1. So I would, let's say I start right here, I'd chain 2 and then do a single crochet, chain 2, do a single crochet, and I did a single crochet in the hole. And then on the points, I did the same thing as an increase, so I did a single crochet and then I chain 2 and then do another single crochet. I hope that made sense if you're curious on how I did it, but I have 4 here and I think it'll be plenty big enough. I actually think I'm going to make the scarf part first and then attach it all together, mostly because I think I want to do the attachments in green, but I don't know if I have enough yarn, so I want to do the scarf part first because I want to have green on the scarf part, and if I have enough left over, I will attach them in green, but if not, I'll attach them in the white or the pink. So to do the scarf, I think my plan is to just I want the scarf to be probably my wingspan, and I'm going to do 2 rows of granny square stitches and then a row of the moss stitch, and then switch the colors and do the double the granny square again, the granny stitch again, the clusters of 3, so that it'll match with the hood part. So it's the next day. I don't have enough green, I don't have enough dark pink, I don't have enough white to do anything else. So I have red and I have light pink. I don't know which one I want to use. I said I didn't want it to be Christmassy, and I think the red makes it Christmassy. So I decided to do a half double crochet border around everything to make it cohesive before I attach them, so you can't see where the seams are because I have to switch the colors. So I have a red one and I have a light pink one. I think I'm gonna go with the light pink one. The red is fine, but I feel like the red next to the white makes it look like a candy cane, and then next to the green makes it look like Christmas, and then the pink throws it off. But I only have one. This is a scraps project, so it is what it is. So I mentioned I only have one skein of this pink, and this is all I have left. Yeah, I lost yarn chicken 4 times. So that means there's 4 little ends that I like tie them off and put the new yarn on so I don't have to like start over, if that makes sense. But I like to glue them down just to be extra secure. Trust issues, okay? So I use this like flexible fabric glue and just put like a little tiny dot on the knot just to double check, double reinforce. Okay, it's literally coming out of the thing. Just to make sure that it's for sure secure, and it leaves like a tiny little crunchy piece, but other than that, you can't even tell. So I'm gonna do that and then let them dry. I pulled out the camera because I'm saying that I'm gonna work on scarf number 2 while this dries, is what I was going to say, and then I got distracted. Also, I didn't even realize it. I last night put all my hooks away and I forgot what hook I used, so I was going through all my old clips and I ended up using 2 separate hooks. Like for some of them I used a 4.5 and for some of them I used a 5. So this little hooded scarf, you can't even tell because it's such a close size, but I used 2 different hook sizes to make this. So for scarf number 2, I'm actually going to be sewing a scarf. I have this fabric here, but it is just a remnant, so it's not very long. So I think what I'm going to do is cut it into 4 strips and then sew 2 together and then make it, because it'll be closed seams, and then I'm going to do some patches on it. Okay, so I don't even know if I said what my plan was, but I wanted to do heart patches cascading up in scrap fabric colors. So these are going to be the 2 front pieces, and I'm going to take my free embroidery foot on my sewing machine and kind of just scribble with the sewing machine to get these to stay. And I think I only want to go like halfway, because this part right here will be where my neck will be, and the hearts are both going down, so I don't want them to attach because then it'll look weird, I think. But this is where I'm at. I think this is the color thread I want to use, and then I have, what I was talking about is this. So this is an embroidery, freehand embroidery needle, freehand embroidery foot. Golly gee, I can't remember. So you can kind of just move wherever you want when you use it, and my plan is to do an outline of the heart and then just kind of like scribble in between. So I have all my hearts stacked in the order that they go in. Kind of just gonna wing it. What is going on? Okay, the hearts are done. So now I need to make my 4 panels into 2 panels, and then my 2 panels into 1 panel. So I'm just pinning, and I'm trying to make this as straight as possible because the way I cut it, it should line up exactly. Okie dokie, it's the next day. I've got a big ass pickle coffee and a dream. And that dream is to finish all three. Finished the hooded scarf last night. I'll show it in a second. We do have an issue with this one. So I've finished it, but I wanted to do a blanket stitch on both sides. Didn't like how that was looking. So then I just switched to this. But I don't think... One, it's supposed to look patchworky and kind of messy. I don't know if that's coming across the way that I want it to. And two, I don't even think you can really tell that it's there. So I think it's done. I just need to make sure I trim all the threads off. Okie dokie, the hooded scarf is done. I had this much yarn left over, I kid you not, of the light pink, this much yarn. I added a little border all the way around. I started out with double crochet, I'm like, that's not gonna work. Went to half, had to do single. Let me tell you, some of these are real tight. And then I added a little fringy at the bottom. I love how this turned out. It's so cute. I love it. And you can even wear it, maybe fix your hair, but you can wear it as a scarf and it kind of just looks like a little hood in the back. I love this. Oh, this is so exciting. Yay. Okay. Yay. Okay, another one. I love how this one turned out too. It doesn't even need the little embroidery feature. I feel like it looks perfect just the way it is. It's the exact length that I wanted it to be. I like this oversized, chunky kind of look. I love the hearts on it. I think it's a fun little detail, but it's not too crazy or anything. I love when things work out. Okay, you can wear it hooded as well. Okay. This turned out exactly how I wanted it to. It's so exciting. So for the final scarf, I want to use this green lattice yarn, and I just want to make a basic chunky scarf. And I think I want to do a cross stitch. I haven't decided yet, but I just want to make like a chunky basic scarf. And I think this is the perfect color. It's so soft. And I might double up on it and use a bigger hook. Basic stitch, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, scratch everything I just said. For the last scarf, I can't use the green because, as I said, this is going to be 4 parts, and the last part is going to be sweaters and jackets and such. And I wanted to make a sweater out of this green yarn, and I just checked my stash, and I don't think I have enough to make a sweater and a scarf, but this is kind of what is going to look like. So this is double crochets, and then this row here in the middle is a cross stitch, double crochet, cross stitch. I don't know what it's actually called, but something cross stitch, but I use double crochets. And then another row of double crochets, and it makes these little, like, they're almost X's, almost like swirlies, but I'm not doing that. So I need to find something else to make a scarf out of, because I wanted to make 3, but it's not going to be this, which is okay. It's okay. Okie dokie, so I came up with a new plan. So I have a ton of this. It's like purpley blue. I don't know what you would call it. I think the color is denim, but it's an acrylic blend with something else, and I didn't know what to do with it. Kind of is lock-like, if that makes sense. I don't know what you would call this, but I don't even remember buying it or if someone gave it to me or how I ended up with this. But I have, I think, 6 rolls of this, so I thought this would be a good scarf. So I'm making pretty good progress. This is where I'm at, and I'm doing a pretty simple stitch, but I like the look of a simple, classic, basic scarf. So I'm doing 12 stitches, and all I'm doing is a half double crochet into the back loops only. But a little trick to get your edges so straight is on the first and the last stitch, instead of going into the back loops, go into both loops and then chain only one. Some people chain two. I usually chain two for a half double crochet, depending on what it is, but for this, I do one turning chain, and then I do a half double crochet into both loops, then half double crochet into the back loop only, all the way down, and then the last stitch, I do it into both loops again. So I'm at the end of the row here. This is my last stitch. I'm going to yarn over and put my hook into both stitches, both loops I mean, and do a regular half double crochet, and then chain one, turn my work, and then again do a half double crochet into both loops, and then from there just do it into the back loop. So that would be like, let's say you're crocheting, that would be, so you've got your two loops, that would be this one back here, the one farthest away from you, and you just do that all the way down, back and forth and back and forth. This is coming together fairly quickly. I've been working on it for, I don't really even know how long. I think I'm gonna make it like 5 feet possibly, but this is how the stitch is coming out. Finished it, but I'm going to talk about it tomorrow because it's way too dark to talk about it now. Scarf number 3 is complete. I actually wanted to make a scarf for my grandmother for Christmas, so I think I'm going to give her this one because I think she would like it. I really like how this turned out. It's a very simple scarf, and it didn't take me that long to whip up, but I like how it turned out. The little ribbing, and it's the perfect length, I think. I added some fringe, I don't know what you would call that, but I added to it, and it's just a basic scarf, but I don't know, I just like how it turned out. We are officially done with the scarf portion of the I'm Cold series. I like how each of these turned out very, very different, and I definitely will be wearing all of them, and I had fun making every single one. Maybe you got an idea to make your own scarf, and hopefully you come back for part 3, part 4, and go watch part 1 if you haven't already. I hope you have the best day ever and your coffee tastes like magic. Bye!